Mr. Forbes, do you remember last week? You suggested that in some of our shows, we look at different things that we might want to be when we grow up.
So we did. Today's show's all about mail.
Mail?
Yes, mail, as in postage. Letters. You know what I mean.
Well, the mail is a great subject. How are you going to cover it?
Ms. Wilson, can we surprise you this time? We won't let you down. Promise.
You have my stamp of approval.
That's a little postal joke.
Honestly, Roger, can we take a look at today's video?
There was an old man named Michael Finnegan. He had whiskers on his chin again. The wind blew them off and blew them on again. Poor old Michael Finnegan, begin again.
I don't really know what happened, but when I sat down to write the script, I got a case of the giggles, and everything just came out real silly.
Well, that's funny. When I was picking the videos for today's show, I found myself picking only the silly ones.
Now that you mention it, I feel a bit goofy today.
Silly. Did I hear silly? I feel silly. Oh, so silly. What a silly Billy I feel.
Uh-oh, we're all losing it.
Good.
Well then, we're really gonna have a fun show today.
I want to wear a hat today.
Me too.
Let me see what I've got. Nice job on the set today, Mark.
I wanted to get carried away with it. I had to work hard to control myself and not get too silly with it.
I know what you mean. I wanted to start the TV show with the camera upside down.
Sounds great.
I don't think Mrs. Wilson would think so.
It's showtime. Roll records. Records are rolling.
Opening titles cued and standing by.
Roll it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take it.
Good morning and welcome to the Kidsongs TV show, the one and only show made by kids,
For kids.
and starring kids. Hi, I'm Alexander Paul.
And I'm Christian Buenaventura.
Today, we have decided to have fun, fun, fun.
Till our boss takes the studio away.
No, not really. We just want to have a good time.
But seriously, today we're going to teach you about the U.S. Postal System, and we're going to entertain you with great music videos.
So let's get started with a wonderfully silly song that tells the story of what happens when a purple people eater comes to Earth.
Purple People Eater? That's a mouthful. It's kind of like Peter Piper picked up pickled peppers.
Why don't you practice saying it a while we all watch this next song.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers with a flying purple people eater.
Well, I saw the thing coming out of the sky. It had a one long horn and a one big eye. I commenced to shaking and I said, ooh, it looks like the purple people eating me.
It was a one-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eater. Sure looks strange to me. One-eyed.
Well, it came down to earth and it went in a tree. I said, Mr. Purple People Eater, don't eat me. I heard him say in a voice so gruff,
I wouldn't eat you 'cause you're so tough.
It was a one-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eater. Sure looks strange to me.
I said, Mr. Purple People Eater, what's your line? He said,
Eating purple people and it sure is fine.
what is the reason that you came to land?
I want to get a job in a rock and roll band.
Well, bless my soul, rock and roll, flying purple people eater. Pigeon toed, underground, flying purple people eater. He wears short shorts.
A friendly little people eater, what a sight to see. There's one on the tree and a lit on the ground, and it started to rock, really rocking around. It was a crazy day with a swinging tune, singing.
Bop-a-loop-a-lap-a-loom, bam, boom.
Well, bless my soul, rock and roll, flying purple people eater. Pigeon toed, underground, flying purple people eater.
I like short shorts.
Flying purple people eater, what a sight to see.
Purple people.
Well, he went on his way, and then what do you know? I saw him last night on a TV show. He was blowing it out, really knocking him dead, playing rock and roll music through the hole in his head.
Boogie woogie. That purple people eater is a lot like me. We are both adorable fantasy creatures who love kids, love music, and love playing around. And we both fly. What are those?
They're stamps, Billy.
And what are they for?
You buy them from the post office. You put them on your letters, and that shows that you have paid to get your letter delivered.
You have to pay to send a letter?
Sure, there are lots of people working at the post office, and lots of machines that sort the mail. And
I get the idea. But why don't you just fly around and deliver the letter yourself?
Because people can't fly.
I keep forgetting that.
The next intro is Why Don't You Write Me?
Why would I write you when I'm sitting right next to you?
Not me, the videotape.
Why would I write to it? Never mind. Mark, cue the host.
As our decoration suggests, today's show is going to take a look at the U.S. Postal Service.
Otherwise known as the mail. Our next video shows what happens when one chimpanzee has to get a letter to another chimpanzee.
That sounds like the beginning of a joke.
It's not a joke, but it is very funny. Here's Why Don't You Write Me?
Why don't you?
Why don't you write me? I'm out in the jungle. I'm hungry to hear you. Send me a card. I am waiting so hard to be near you. La, la, la.
Why don't you write?
Something's wrong and I know I got to be there.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm lost, but I can't make the cost of the airfare. Tell me why? Tell me why? You write me a letter would brighten the loneliest evening. Mail it today if it's only to say that you're leaving me. La la la.
Why don't you write?
Out in the jungle, oh woe is me.
Yeah.
Send me a card, I am waiting so hard. Gonna climb the highest tree. Why don't you write me? Why don't you write me? Why don't you write me? Why don't you write me?
Billy, what song have you picked for your sing-along today?
10 in a bed. Because it sounded like a silly idea. I can't imagine having 10 Biggles in a bed. I really can't. We would get too silly, and then one of us would fall out and...
That's pretty close to what happens in this video. One by one, they all fall out.
Oh, good.
I think you should teach the kids at home how to count as you lead the song.
You know, Biggles don't count. I don't know how.
I better teach you.
Coming to you in 3, 2.
Our special guest on today's show is Debra Amaya, a mail carrier from our local post office.
We're really pleased she is here to explain to us that wonderful mystery of how you can put a letter in the mailbox today.
And have it arrive at your friend's house tomorrow.
Deborah will be out soon. But first, let's take a look at this next video. We'll see what happened when the Kidsongs kids went on a field trip to the candy factory.
And the very jolly owner gave them a musical tour.
The song's called The Candy Man.
Who can take a sunrise?
Take a sunrise,
Sprinkle it with dew.
sprinkle it with dew.
Cover it in chocolate and a miracle or two. The Candy Man.
Candy man,
The Candy Man can.
the candy man can.
The Candy Man can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good. Who can take a rainbow
Take a rainbow,
and wrap it in a sigh?
wrap it inside.
Soak it in the sun and make a tasty lemon pie. The Candy Man.
The candy man,
Oh, the Candy Man can.
the candy man can.
The Candy Man
mixes it with love and makes the world taste good. The candy man makes everything he bakes satisfying and delicious. Talk about your childhood wishes. You could even eat the dishes. Who can take tomorrow? Who can take tomorrow? And dip it in a dream. Dip it in a dream. Separate the sorrow and collect up all the cream. The candy man. The candy man. Oh, the candy man can. The candy man can. The candy man can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good. The candy man can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good. Oh, candy man.
That candy factory sure looks like a fun place to go.
Not as fun as the water rides in the theme park.
You mean the big ones where you really get soaked?
Yep, I love it when I know I'm gonna get wet.
I think we have a song on the subject.
Water, water, everywhere we're gonna get wet. Won't you come along on the river ride? Water, water, everywhere we're gonna get wet. Watch us get tossed by the tide. There's white water around the next bend. Getting soaked is so much fun. Oh, oh, water, water, everywhere we're gonna get wet. Roaring rapids are so wet and wild. Can't you feel us picking up speed? Hang on tight and don't let go. You'll get all the water you need. Water, water, everywhere we're gonna get wet. Tidal waves coming and we're so scared. You can hear your heart start to pound. Screams and shouts are gonna fill the air. It's the wettest ride around. Water, water, everywhere we're gonna get wet. Won't you come along on the river ride? Water, water, everywhere we're gonna get wet. Watch us get tossed by the tide. There's white water around the next bend. Getting soaked is so much fun. Oh, oh, water, water, everywhere we're gonna get wet. Water, water, everywhere we're gonna get wet. Water, water, everywhere we're gonna get wet.
Oh no! I'm never gonna learn this in time for my sing-along. Can't I sing something else?
No, we're going to stick to it till you know it. You can do it, Billy. I know you can. Michael Finnegan is up next.
I think we did a pretty good job with the special effects in this video.
And it's such a silly song. Cue 'em.
There was an old man named Michael Finnegan.
He had whiskers on his chin again.
The wind blew them off and blew them on again. Let's watch the story of Michael Finnegan begin again.
There was an old man named Michael Finnegan. He had whiskers on his chin again. The wind blew them off and blew them on again. Poor old Michael Finnegan begin again. There was an old man named Michael Finnegan. He went fishing with the Finnegan. Sat all day, reeled it in again. Poor old Michael Finnegan begin again. There was an old man named Michael Finnegan. He looked up and saw those twins again. He turned round and there they were again. Poor old Michael Finnegan begin again. There was an old man named Michael Finnegan. Ate his dinner from a tin again. Was so good he ate some more again. Poor old Michael Finnegan begin again. There was an old man named Michael Finnegan. He grew fat, wanted to begin again. Went on a diet and got thin again. Poor old Michael Finnegan begin again. There was an old man named Michael Finnegan. Was so clumsy, banged his shin again. Shouted loud, what a din again. Poor old Michael Finnegan begin again. There was an old man named Michael Finnegan. Heard this song and began to sing again. Hurt my ears, don't begin again. That's the end of Michael Finnegan. That's the end of Michael Finnegan.
we bring out Debra and Amaya from the post office, let's take a light-hearted look at the mail.
I thought Why Don't You Write Me was pretty funny.
It was. I think the Kidsongs kids were feeling very silly when they made this video about the mail.
Yes, they were. They took this next song literally.
It's called Mail Myself to You, and that's exactly what the Kidsongs kids did.
I'm gonna wrap myself in paper, I'm gonna dab myself with glue, stick some stamps on top of my head, I'm gonna mail myself to you. I'm gonna tie me up in a red string, I'm gonna tie blue ribbons too, I'm gonna climb up in my mailbox, I'm gonna mail myself to you. I'm gonna wrap myself in paper, I'm gonna dab myself with glue, stick some stamps on top of my head, I'm gonna mail myself to you. When you see me in your mailbox, cut the string and let me out. Watch the glue all up my fingers, stick some bubble gum in my mouth. I'm gonna wrap myself in paper, I'm gonna dab myself with glue, stick some stamps on top of my head, I'm gonna mail myself to you. Take me out of my wrapping paper, wash the stamps off of my head, pour me full of ice cream sodas, put me in my nice warm bed. I'm gonna wrap myself in paper, I'm gonna dab myself with glue, stick some stamps on top of my head, I'm gonna mail myself to you, I'm gonna mail myself to you, I'm gonna mail myself to you.
Question Time graphic is cute and standing by.
Cameras 1, 2, and 3 are in position.
Okay, host should introduce Janet and Debra and Amaya. Cue 'em.
And now that we're all in a very postal mood, it's question time.
Our very special daily segment, where our staff reporter, Janet Bates, interviews a very special guest. Today, it's Debra and Amaya from the U.S. Postal Office. Hello, Debra. Thank you for joining us on the Kidsongs TV show.
It's my pleasure.
Well, first of all, Debra, how long have you been a mail carrier?
Almost 16 years.
Wow. How many homes are on your route?
Roughly around 400.
Do you get to know all the people that live there?
Mostly all the people that live on my route I know, yes.
Are mail carriers really scared of dogs?
Yeah, I think they are when they first start.
How many letters do you deliver a day?
Oh, a good guess would be about 1,200 letters a day.
Wow. Can you explain to us what happens to a letter after it's put in the mailbox?
Sure. Once a letter is put into a mailbox by a customer, the carrier picks it up. He takes it, or she takes it with them to the post office. It gets put into a big truck, which will take it to another post office. It'll be run through a machine to face it all in one direction, and then it'll be ran through another machine that reads the address and the zip code.
You mean a machine can actually read?
A machine can read. If it's typewritten and it's nicely handwritten, it can read. And this machine reads about 33,000 letters an hour.
Wow. What happens if a kid just writes the address and it's kind of messy?
If a kid wrote a letter and the machine can't read it, then people will read it and place the address into a machine, and then the machine will print it out on it for it.
Ah, and what happens after?
It'll be separated into zones, and it'll go to another bigger post office. It'll be ran through another machine that will separate it into each city, and then it'll be sent to that city, and the clerks will hand distribute it to certain routes, and then the letter carrier will deliver it to the home.
Oh, is the job fun?
I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot.
Thank you very much for joining us, Debra. It's definitely been interesting.
Thank you very much.
I had no idea that it takes so many people to get a letter from one place to another.
Me either. 10 in the bed is up.
Cue 'em.
Now it's time for that very popular spot in our show,
Billy Bagel Sing Along. Today, Billy's picked the very silly counting song, 10 in the Bed.
There were 10 in the bed, and the little one said, roll over, roll over. So they all rolled over, and one fell out. There were 9 in the bed.
song is about a very difficult mule.
She got in more trouble than Christian on a bad day.
Hey, watch it.
No, let's watch the video of the Kickin' Mule.
My uncle had an old gray mule, his name was Simon Slick. About anything you ever did see was how that mule could kick. Whoa there, mule, I tell you, whoa that mule, I say. Keep your seat, Miss Liza, that mule sure wants his way. I went to feed that mule one morning, he met me with a smile. He backed one ear and winked one eye and kicked me half a mile. Whoa there, mule, I tell you, whoa there, mule, I say. Keep your seat, Miss Liza, that mule sure wants his way. This muley is a kicker, he's got an iron back. He handed off a railroad train and kicked it off the track. Whoa there, mule, I tell you, whoa there, mule, I say. Keep your seat, Miss Liza, that mule sure wants his way. You see that mule a-comin', he's got a great big load. When you see that old gray mule, give him all the road. Whoa there, mule, I tell you, whoa there, mule, I say. Keep your seat, Miss Liza, that mule sure wants his way. Whoa there, mule, I tell you, whoa there, mule, I say. Keep your seat, Miss Liza, that mule sure wants his way.
What's left?
One more video.
Cue 'em. We only have time for one more video today.
And it tells the story of a very silly hen.
Why is she silly?
Because she always shows up in the silliest places. She's a very busy hen.
Sounds like my little sister.
She's a hen?
No, she's always showing up in the silliest places.
We'll see if she can top this old hen.
The old hen, she cackled in the loft. The next time she cackled in the top. The old hen, she cackled in the stable. The next time she cackled on the table. The old hen, she cackled in the barn. The next time she cackled in the yard. The old hen, she cackled in the stable. The next time she cackled on the table. The old hen, she cackled and she flew. The old hen, she cackled and the rooster cackled too. The old hen, she cackled in the stable. The next time she cackled on the table. The old hen, she cackled in the patch. The old hen, she cackled on the latch. The old hen, she cackled in the stable. The next time she cackled on the table. The old hen, she cackled in the patch. The old hen, she cackled on the latch. The old hen, she cackled in the stable. The next time she cackled on the table. The old hen, she cackled in the stable. The next time she cackled on the table.
Let's wrap it up.
All we've got left is the clothes.
That's my favorite part.
Cue the host.
Well, kids, that's our show for today.
We want to thank you for watching the Kidsongs TV show. The one and only show
Made by kids.
for kids and starring kids.
And don't forget me, Billy Biggle.
How could we? See ya! See ya! Bye!
Well, children, that was a fun show.
Yes, it was, but it was a good show, too. How did you ever get those monkeys to send letters?
It took some patience.
And all that information you gave on how the post office works was, well delivered. That was another little postal joke.
It was all very well done. But I think my favorite part of all was when that little blue guy led that counting song. I loved it.
Little blue guy, that's me, Billy Biggle. I did it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I can count backwards.